What up, YouTube? How's it going? We are live. There you go. Yes, I'm rocking Creed today, if you saw my Spotify list. Not because I'm looking for green, just because I enjoy Creed. Just flipping back and forth, getting everything ready. There is the bell. Ding, 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 ding. And so far, we have a little bit of a green candle off the bat. We'll see what plays out after such a heavily red pre-market today. Exactly, RG. Love it. Already, we're up 30 points on NASDAQ. Give it a few potatoes here, and we will we'll jump in. 16,835 right there. I did already hit my daily target. I hit it last night, right, with the Japan trade. So, and I took a couple of scalps there with the retail trade news on the way down. Nothing crazy at all, just a couple of small potatoes. So I'm not in any hurry to look, but all I'm looking for is how we deal with this heavily red pre-market session. Now they just top ticked this baby and dropped it. So the bears are already doing a great defense of this level on the way down here, down to 16,882. If they do give this out, then I would expect new pre-market lows. So I mean, yeah, it's good stuff. 16,816 already, trying to punch lower right there after that nasty little top wick. Looking at the GEX, there is a phenomenal still amount of exposure at 480 on SPY, and that has not changed. They're building even deeper into that position. For today's expiration, we have down to 468, which is now only 3 points down. Big red candles on down, smoking it through 16,794, and looks like they're going to go for that lower liquidity right here. And already out of the gate, look at this move on down. Crazy. Blowing it through there here. Coming on down, we've got 47.62. NASDAQ is blowing on down here. Did not grab that upward liquidity. Coming down. I am short on this move right here, so I did just go ahead and pop into a short on that top wick, and it looks like it's going to be a pretty dang crazy morning already. Why am big green? Look at this freaking move. Wow. 70 points already, and I'm going to go ahead and roll my stops down to 800, and I'm taking my freaking hands off. Wow. All right, so the sellers came out smoking it here. This is a pretty heavy move out of the gate. And I'm going to go ahead and set a stop price right on this baby. In fact, I'm going to go 16,790. no, that's too much. I'm going to go 785. Too much. Right there. Set a stop, and boom. So we are coming down to another pivot very quickly out of the gate. And now that NVIDIA joined the fun, this is what's driving in NASDAQ lower. NVIDIA was the only green one out of all the blood. And look what happens. Blood crips, the Bloods won that one. NVIDIA comes back off. In fact, from now on, I'm calling buyers crips and sellers bloods. NVIDIA dumped back over, dropping. And, and NASDAQ smoked it. Did you do your homework? All right, yeah, you can do it. Love you. Not y'all. I love y'all too. 16,770 coming back off. And TLT is 94.40. I love it. All right, coming back off. 16,770. There's no bottom wick so far. I don't know how strong this is going to be, but I'm going to continue to ride this short. On down. I'm short from 816 right here, right after that top wick. So I've already just grabbed about 50 points. And we're still pushing lower. And no, we can't take you higher, Creed. VIX is up to 1522, the highest VIX we've had since early December. And we're still going here, baby. If we break out this pivot, then down we go. I would say on NASDAQ, the next pivot would probably take us down into the 700s. Lower 700s here, but this baby is going. Let's take a look at ES here. ES is holding up a lot better than NASDAQ. So still holding. There is no bottom wick on this. So what I'm going to do, I am not going to exit this trade. I am going to set a trailing stop, just like I always do. This is a lot of momentum. I don't know how far we're going to go. It could be a dump and pump. I don't know. I'm going to roll my stops down to 775. Set. Man, I love IBKR's modification positive thing. Do I mind showing Bookmap on Discord? Hey, firm. Here we go. Booyakasha. And bada bing. ES is putting on 47.50 right out of the gate. They've got 47.55. They had 47.55 on. They canceled it, and then they rolled it down to 47.50. So not only did they put on 47.50, they rolled 55 down to 50, and they rolled 75 down to 70. So they rolled everything down in about a 5-point increment there. So showing you lowered support. They're bringing the supports in the market lower. The order floor support lower. Absolutely, Psychic Guru. I've been doing a lot better lately, buying at the close and selling at the gap at the open lately. Nice. So right now, the Crips are starting to step right in after a big morning for the Bloods. We got 47.80 up top. Should I be switching to a cash account so I can day trade more? Is your balance under 25K, and are you trading futures? That's the question I'm asking. So, not trading futures, not yet. Is your balance under? Well, I guess you don't have to answer that. If your balance is, around 25, 30, 40, then I would say go ahead and switch to cash account. There's not really much use for having a margin account, and it avoids the PDT if you switch to a cash. Cash account has no PDT rule. You can trade your heart's content as long as you have your buying power. Retails have been flocking into TLT. That's flocking insane. During the previous months, while hedge funds have built to historic levels of treasury shorts. Yeah, that's why I haven't been too crazy FOMOing too much on missing out on TLT, because I think there's more pressure built into TLT. And eventually I'm going to start a pretty heavy DCA position. Obviously, I could have made some decent money, but I'm still holding this NASDAQ short, and I'm going to roll this baby down even further. I'm currently sitting at 775. It almost got my stop there. It did not fill. If we break down even lower, I'll bring it down to 760, and that'll be pretty much it. And then I'm going to shut this stream off and go build an igloo. I'm just kidding. Hey, it is -1 degrees here, which is pretty ridiculous for these neck of the woods. I made 750% on the run-up from the 80s. Nice. Just don't want to miss a squeeze one day if something breaks. Yeah, I feel you. There's nothing wrong with keeping a small, long-dated position on. There's nothing wrong with that at all. Just trade against it, Trade against it. You have to remember, if you've got 10 positions in your account and you're net green, do you really care about the losing positions? All it matters is your net P&L. It doesn't matter about the individual positions. So put on a TLT, and if it loses, just trade against it. Still short. Still hadn't stopped out yet. When did I enter? I'll show you. I'll tell you the time too, but I'll show you. I entered right here. Right here. So we saw the big green candle, and then once I saw that top wick, boom, I entered. And bam, we came along here. My intent was to set the initial profit take at this candle here, but it blew right through it, and then after that, it all became a game of managing trailing stops, and I just shifted my trailing stop. I'm currently set here. My trailing stop is currently here at 775. So I'm up about 50 points per contract right out of the gate. And last night, this baby, I traded this cat last night for the first time ever, and I entered short right here. I top ticked it, stopped out. I top ticked it and closed it down here for 200 points. I should have held it all night long. Yeah, sorry about that, Lionel Richie. On YouTube, Christos. I never seen my correlation mark on ES for NASDAQ so low beneath the ES bid ask. Well, I just got stopped out, so y'all know what that means. Is that it's going to rug pull from here. I'll take it, though. Hey, I'll take it. When you top tick, do you mean you shorted? Yes, correct. I shorted right at the top there. I got smoked on yesterday's huge bearish candle and volume at this by 11 a.m. I thought that was a good put entry. Very frustrating. You got smoked at 11 a.m.? That's... Hey. Let's see. Ah, yeah, I see what you did. That was a liquidity grab. So I held a short on ES from about 11:20 because that's when I saw that 3,000 short iceberg. The sell iceberg came on. And, from there, we rolled all the way down, 20, 30 points on ES. What did I trade last night? The Japan market. NKD. Japan futures. First time ever. Man, that thing is a beast. I am not going to trade that very often, I'll tell you that. I think I'll, everybody gets one. The first one's free. That last night was my first one's free. And I know I'm going to get addicted to it, and I'm going to smoke my account doing that thing. That thing is a beast. So... I'll just hang up my Japan career from there. If you're on the wrong side of that trade, man, you're walking in front of a steamroller. Steamroller. I've missed 3 times now getting filled on a fill before it crashes. How do you get your fills on the move you just described? For me, I'm paying the ask. And I'm a pain in the ask for the markets because I pay the ask. But for me, what I'm looking for here, I've got a playbook in my mind. I see a green candle out of the gate after a big red session. That means one or two things. After a big red session, that means one or two things. Either we're going to completely recover very quickly, or we're going to have a little bit of liquidity grab and we're dumping. The second I saw that major hammer reversal, inverse hammer, I'm looking to enter short. Now, again, granted, these are strictly momentum trades. These aren't VPA trades because you can't really do VPA the first 30 minutes because volume is crazy. It's a momentum trade only. That's why this position sizing is down. If I had taken a full position sizing there, I would have made my week right there and 50, 60 points. But I took a smaller position size because of the momentum trade, and it turns out pretty well. NKD, Trev. That's November Kilo Delta. Asian markets hit high beta, not for the faint of heart. Nope, not at all. In fact, I would not recommend people trade that. That thing is a boost. Amazon's coming down red. Apple's coming down. VIX is up 1521. Is up currently 9.9%. Top wick. On down. Big red candles, 167352, new low of the day, dropping. Man, I'm out of the trade, unfortunately, but I'll look to get back in. I will look to get back in. So, I seem really wired this morning. I've had a pretty good day, man. The tick value, $25 a point. Dropping back off here. Big red candles. Man, what a freaking move this is. Blowing right on through. Let me look at the Bookmap. $47.61. Man, look at that. Boom. 16,735 here, dropping even lower, to the bottom here, just coming off. Apple with top wicks, Q's starting to roll over, flushing down. Yep. I mean, dropping everything, man. Absolutely just dropping everything. Coming off. 733 here. And now they're looking like they want 700. Man, what a day. Crazy, crazy move so far, people. Crazy move so far. We just finished the first 15-minute candle, a huge engulfing red candle for the 15-minute. On down. All right. 16,741. For NASDAQ, it's QQQ. All right, so top wick down here, still rolling over here. And it looks like we are going to come even lower. So... pushing even lower, 16,722. Even down even further right here. Dropping. So pushing right into this level, 16,700, obviously. Very, very bearish opening here. Substantially bearish opening. Did I re-enter? Negative. Negative. I'm not going to chase this thing. I had a pretty spectacular play right now. I'm not going to chase this thing down. It's already down to 17.30 and coming back off here. So pretty awesome. Pretty awesome so far. Let's see here. I'm looking through tradie ticks to see if there's any shift in the flow right now, but it's definitely bearish here. It's coming off. It's coming off substantially. 16,724 dropping even more. Nothing but pressure here. Are there over 7K icebergs? Let's see. I currently don't see any right now, nor have I seen any filled. Unless it's not even on my chart. It's not even on my chart right now. That's why. It's not even on my stupid chart. This thing is starting to drive me freaking nuts. Yes. 3,000 icebergs. Oh man, that's aggravating. All right. Let's see here. Huge reds is dropping. About to blow through all this here, 47.57. They are putting liquidity higher, but man, what a freaking open this is. Amazing. 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 If we clear this level, there's nothing left until 4,700. Yeah. Right now, this is pivotal area. ES is not down nearly as much as NASDAQ, obviously. It's almost double the negative on NASDAQ as we are ES. So NASDAQ is definitely the trade to go with for momentum. You see ES has all this buy ice. We have 3,500 now, almost 4,000 buy ices hitting here. Holy crap. We have almost 10,000 buy ice buy icebergs sitting here at 47.60. 10,000 buy icebergs. That's a phenomenal amount of icebergs hitting. The Russell's climbing up here. I may take a call. In fact, I'm going to do exactly that. It's been a while since I've taken a call. I'm going to throw on a $10 or 10 point outside the money small position call on this for this move. I could use some of my profits this morning to pay for it. I'll take it after it transacts this iceberg. I'm going to wait a little bit, but that's a phenomenal amount of buy icebergs here. So, we'll see. I'm going to wait for this one to transact first, and then I'll take it. Close my position for a 4-4 gain. Nice. Substantial. Yeah, SPX. I'll probably do a 47.30. Something at the money, close to the money here, but after it transacts. Again, it'll just be a speculation, so I'll wait for a little liquidity sweep lower into the 50s, and then I'll pop in. What's oil doing right now? I haven't even paid attention. This is going so well. It's crazy. Beautiful. Have I only been trading my prop? Today I've only traded my real account. Well, I traded my prop last night, but this morning I've only traded my real account. In fact, I just now logged into my prop. So 47.59, about to build this. Watch this. We'll transact this 761, another one coming on here. 800, 13,000 negative CVD. 1,000, man, that's a ton. A ton. Boom, transacted 1,300, immediately put on another 320. Man, my mouse keeps doing that, and boom, there we go. Man, my mouse is all jacked up. Hold on a second. My mouse is all jacked up. All jacked up. All right, here we go. Yeah, there's buy absorptions all over the place, man. All over the place here. So it's crazy what they're doing here. What they're doing here. There's a big blast right there. Boom. Coming right up. Coming right up. I didn't take a call, but I did go long on ES futures on my prop account, my real account. I didn't trade my real account this time. Freaking beautiful. Unreal. Man, those icebergs have been on the money the past 3 weeks. I mean, perfect. Perfect. 100% record the past 2 weeks. That indicator alone is worth its weight in gold. If it is, I guess it's not really weigh anything because it's made up of like RAM and bits in zeros and ones, so it doesn't actually weigh anything. But man, it's ridiculous. So that was immediate 10-point candle on ES coming up right there. But there is an absolute onslaught. I mean, I can't remember the last time we've had icebergs like this. Look at this. 4,200, 500, 3,000, 3,400, 320. And they're still putting on buy icebergs here. Get everybody nice and bearish is what it looks like they're trying to do here. Man, crazy. Crazy. If we go higher to look at the FVG, we're chasing and go higher and then go higher. Yeah. Coming up, we got 5 minutes to the top of the hour. They are top wicking this candle back down, which stopped me out of my long. But hey, I grabbed a good amount of points there. But yeah, again, they're still putting on icebergs. I am not completely comfortable putting into a call yet until, look, they're doubling down on 47.75 here. I want them to wipe out all the big icebergs. The small stuff, I don't care. I want them to wipe out this 320 first before I build into a call. But that is a phenomenal. In fact, here we go. I'm going to ping people on Bookmaps. Boom. All right, here we go. Who messaged me on that channel? What was that? Okay. I'm not to say I'm looking for a massive bounce from here. I'm just saying I need to be very wary of the fact that they're putting on this many buy icebergs. So wipe it out 47.57, and then I'm going to put in a speculative call once we take out this 320. Do you have or can you make a video on how to set up and use? Yes, I can. I think especially with the performance of these things the past 3 weeks, I definitely need to do, I mean, I've got a Bookmap video, but I need to do an iceberg specific Pacific video. Iceberg Pacific video. All right, what's everything else doing? XLF completely recovered. So the banks completely recovered their red. They're back to flat on the day. VIX is still hanging out 1532. NVIDIA is drilling. So tech is getting pummeled for sure. This is definitely a tech-driven sell-off. NASDAQ is continuing to pummel. On back down. I do. Hi, Hammy. Yeah. So watch this 320 right here. Look at all the liquidity they're putting on above in addition to all these icebergs. What's YM doing? YM is still holding out. Not much. NASDAQ is still hanging out. And ES is still chilling out at the 320. I'm very curious to see what they're going to do here with all this activity. Phenomenal amount of activity hitting the chart. Regardless, we're going to have volatility. Whether or not this continues to drill lower or bounces like I think, we're going to get a lot of volatility. Yeah, we have 2 Fed speakers, a firm. Today's Wednesday. We also have 20-year bond auction retail inventories here in 2 minutes. So we do have data in 2 minutes. We have Beige Book, which precedes FOMC, and then we had FOMC speech later on this afternoon at 3 o'clock. So 47.59. I need to hit refresh on this data. No active trades currently for me. I'm taking 2 trades today, one on my real account. I was short on NASDAQ, and one on my prop, which was a long ES for, what, 6 points? Instantaneous 6 points. We've got this 320 iceberg sitting on here. They're chasing this one here, but this is the one I'm focusing on now. If you noticed, this 34.75 started out as like 170, 180, and then right before it transacted, it pummeled it at 34.75. And now we've got this 320 on, so I'm still watching here. Obviously, the momentum, the downside momentum has stalled at 47.60. It's also S1, significant, if you're following the SR levels. So, it's beautiful. Just kind of pummeling down here into this next support. And, yeah, there we go. Did that 34.75 transact? It did, yeah. All of this is transacted except the 320. You'll know it's transacted if it's beside it right here. If it's still ticking along with the price action. If it's stopped, then you know it's already been transacted. Still hanging out here. I'm waiting for this 320 to be transacted before I make any decisions. Currently, no active trades. You see, SPY hasn't really moved during the session, just kind of just chilling. It's because XLF is beast mode right now, just blasting higher. Tech is driving the whole market lower. Very, very heavy tech day today. Most of tech stocks are down over 2%. The only ones that are not are the top three. Even Nvidia has dumped down 15 points today. Look at this. 320 iceberg, and then 47.55 support. Transacting into this level. I'm usually too busy during the day to actively watch charts, so that's why I want to do futures on IBKR. There you go. Yeah, it's a good broker to do it. For show. By the way, 300 people watching. If you are liking what you see, then please hit the like button, subscribe to the channel, get notifications for all of our streams and future content. And all I'm doing is watching for this absorption. ES is not moving. NASDAQ is drilling. It's down about double of what the ES is down right now. If you look at XLF, this is kind of why. The banks started out very heavy and have gone exponential, which is causing the SPY to be pretty flat. Not to mention we have a whole bunch of buy icebergs setting on the charts. A little bit of green here. Is that a lot of bottom wicks? It is a lot of bottom wicks. Yeah, it is a lot of bottom wicks. Kev, I love it. I love it. Still hanging out 47.28. And we've got this iceberg right here. 47.30 still building on this move. A little bit of green. All right, 47.30. Starting the year off with a $10, average $10 a day, working my way up to $100 a day on one trade, small account, risk management. I love it. Beautiful. Do all icebergs get absorbed? Ever a potential that they can spoof that? No, they can spoof it for sure. For sure. How much does Bookmap cost? It varies in price. If you get all of the big packages, I mean, it can run as high as $200 a month if you are getting the whole thing, or you can get as low as like $60 a month. But I personally get Rhythmic Data. I have the full MBO package, and I have the Global Plus package, so it's about $200 a month for all of that. But it gets me so many different indicators, not to mention my favorite, which is the iceberg indicator, which in my opinion is I'm surprised they allow that indicator. Here comes the big green right here. 47.34. What if? So right here. I'm not gonna say all-time highs is canceled yet. It's not. We're still inside the range. I'm not gonna get. Once we breach 46.80, I would probably be with you. But we're still inside the chop range we've been in since December 12th. There's not much here to get me fully on board of jumping on the full bear train. Once we breach 4680, I would probably say yeah, they're going to remove that. But I do think we could come down and touch 4680, absolutely. But once we breach that, I'll kind of take my all-time hats off there. What up, Salim? How you doing? How's your mother? How you doing? Speaking of which, where's Danny Gabagoo? Still going right here. Oh man. Double down 47.75. SPX has a gap up to 65. ES is 47.64. And that was what, about an 8-point pop there, so nothing crazy. I was hoping SPX is going to go for the gap up. I'm personally waiting for this 320 to be filled before I look for the move back up a little bit here. If it does even go back up, I'm just saying I need to be aware of that. There's a lot of basing being added to this chart. And this is not normal behavior. It's not normal to see this type of iceberg and not make a move after it. Huge, huge, huge amount of icebergs. Hey, I'm working over here. What's up, Trevi Chades? Let's take a look at NASDAQ here. You have to remember yesterday. Remember when I said yesterday when that 3,000 hit, I'd be looking for a possible short off that level. A 3,000 iceberg hit after weakness. Yesterday, it happened right at like 11:30. And now we're getting all these major, major icebergs in here. And when already we've got a 10-point bounce on ES. So let's see how it plays out. We're right against the 8 EMA. If on a trend down day, which we're not really in a trend down day right now, obviously through the pre-market, yes. But during the current session, we're not in a trend down on ES yet. We're right up against the 8. So if we recapture the 8, it's going to be non-characteristic of a trend down day so far. And of course, if we recapture over VWAP, we're definitely not in a trend down day so far. And I'm only referencing those EMAs because we haven't yet completed the morning hour range. We still have 20 minutes left on that. So once we capture that range, I'll start plotting really. I'll start looking at those. Any thoughts on gold? I don't really follow it too much, you know. The only time I ever think about gold is I actually want to get my own like coin mint and then buy a block of gold and have it minted into my own personal coins. And put it in a very obscure yet strikingly cosmetically pleasing looking chest and bury it somewhere on my land. And then put a pirate flag over it. And then build a pond with this pirate ship on it. And call myself Blondebeard. And drink rum. And drink rum. Yarry matey. Why is the rum gone? Well, so far there's the 13-point bounce. Fed doesn't want to concede March rate cuts, but it knows reverse repo will be drained by then. Small banks will hit reverse constraint immediately. Trapped again. Man, it's like forking your queen and your king with your knight in chess. You're just trapped. There's nothing to do. This is the last lower high too, so a higher high would feed into a pullback to fair value gap, and edge will be right up some. There you go. Still going here. I went for Fed president now. I just passed 6 more 50K accounts off that 16,700. Nice, James. Well done. Well, if you got some value out of the stream, then please hit the like button. And share, of course. Tell your friends. Tell your mom. Tell your grandma. She might want to try out some trading. Just make sure she doesn't do it with your inheritance. WEEF saying some sketchy things regarding food supply. Oh, you mean the people that completely bought out all of the escort services in the city? Oh, yeah, those people. They seem trustworthy. Steak and lobster. Still waiting for this cat right here. Right here. Let's see, NASDAQ is still kind of chillaxing, 16,700. This filter 17th, 468. So we're still, what, $2 off that, $3 off that. The thing is about the icebergs, I don't, basically the all order flow problem, is that I don't know how far a move would go. Yes, we did have 10,000 iceberg, and yes, it did bounce right where I said it was going to after that, and we're up, what, 13 points from that? But I don't know if that's going to be it, or if this is going to bring us all the way up. That's the problem. Is this the extent of the move that 10,000 icebergs gets you, or are we going to blast all the way back up to 47.80? That's what I need to figure out, and I do that through volume price analysis, through the 15-minute candles here. I'm watching the 15-minute closure because we're right through the ADMA here. We're coming back up inside a pivot. If we hammer this candle back down, now we're restarting the process all over again. And there is no more buy icebergs to hold this baby up, aside from this 320 cat right here. So from there, I need to see how this 15-minute candle closes in 3.5 minutes. And I'll know. And then from there, what I'll do is I'll draw back down into the 3-minute to figure out any fluctuation of volume to see if we have a high volume influx here of buyers to show that we did in fact hit demand. And if we did in fact hit demand with a bottom wick with a good hold up on the 15-minute, then we could possibly start to recapture VWAP 770 and then move into the 47.83 pivot. But only then. I don't want to speculate aside from that until we fill that 320. What's up, Andrew? How you doing, buddy? Thanks for being here. Thanks for being here. I'm glad you're able to make it. I'm up $2,500 the first day of trading 50K eval. Everything in me wants to pass today. Only need 500 more. Don't do it. Don't trade because you need to pass. Trade because you find a good setup. Otherwise, the market will kick your pass. Top wicks back off 47.68. And still kind of chopping her in this upper 40.60 area. $47.66 here. NASDAQ is still holding up nicely, 7735. Red candles is green dojied. Right here. The buyers are defending, 738, 739. Doing that thing. Actually just got myself Apex today. Never used a prop firm, decided to give it a try at the sale because I'm noticing mild consistency. Nice. Well, there you go. Hey, word of advice. Forget about minis. Only micros. Period. Period. Do yourself a favor. I promise you, I promise you, I promise you, you will blow up if you do minis. I guarantee it. Remember that dude that sold the suits, Men's Warehouse? You'll like the way you feel. I guarantee it. I'm like that dude, except with truth. One day eval today. What's up, Danny? How you doing, buddy? Still going green here. Still going green. 16,750 here, right back up. Still going. Instead of trading 10 minutes, I'm going to do 100 micros. I'm going to ban you, Ron. I'm going to ban you. My name is Ron. Y'all know that Family Guy episode? All right, just hit VWAP and top wicked it. 47.67. Beautiful. Beautiful. Six 4.2, 6.43. See how this pressure builds right here. We are just getting ready to finish the first hour range here. And they're trying to. Time to trade again, finally get back time on my side. I love it. I love it, Dan. Yeah, so we took I took a NASDAQ short at the right after the open, and then I took a ES long at the bottom there on this little bounce, but currently not in a trade. I'm kind of looking to see what they're going to do with this thing on this move. They're trying to do something here. The buyers are holding on to everything. Everything here. 736, 735, 734, right around this area. Looks like the pressure's coming back on too. I don't know if it's me moving my stop to break in a bit quicker, but hurting me or helping me. It's a balance. There is a time to move it to break even, but you got to give it room. Lost power for the 4th time this morning. Yeah. It's super, super duper cold here, so I wouldn't be surprised if we lost power. Our city's not equipped to handle this stuff. It's like negative 17 wind chill. All right. Fort Lauderdale, love it. Made $50 goal. Energy Brodies have save calls. Nice. 737. How's that 320 iceberg look? It's not active any longer. Yeah, it's no longer active. They canceled it. Never filled, no longer active. I bring the hogs inside? Oh, yeah. Yeah, I brought them in to wash them. How do you turn off delayed time on TradingView? You have to sign up for live data. Still coming off 47.63. Nice little red. $47.62 back down. This is why I wanted this thing to test lower before jumping in, because liquidity sweeps here. And ES is moving pretty slow. It's taking a good amount of time to move up 5-6 points. So I'm still going to be patient here. I'm not missing out on anything just yet after my first couple of trades. I don't know how to feel. I'm losing one funded account, PA, performance account every day, but also winning with the rest and just got 2 payouts. But my PAs went from 11 to 5. How can I keep only the payouts going? Well, obviously the first thing, if you're trading minis, stop it. If you're going through that phase where you're blowing up a lot of accounts, then cut your position sizing way down. So if you're doing like 5 micros, do 1 micro. Literally, or just take a break. You know, take a week off and just kind of chillax. Obviously, that's the only advice I can really give without seeing your trades and where you're entering and stuff. But yeah. How does it affect your thesis about the pop back up? Well, my thesis about the icebergs has been filled. So right now, I'm just going to play VPA because, like I said, although we did get the bounce from the stops, but the icebergs, I just don't know how far they're going to go. That's the drawdown with any kind of order flow analysis. So from here, I'll do VPA. You know, we're coming on down. We're about to finish the first half hour or the first hour, which I'll know for sure what the range is, and play off of that. VIX is still heading higher. XLF gave back a little bit. Microsoft is not recovering, so there's still plenty of pressure in the Nasdaq. However, this weakness is purely tech. Look around the market. Healthcare is green. XLF just was green. It broke barely back in the red. Everything else is flat. The only pressure here is tech. That's it. So there is some relative strength in the market. And now if everything else starts to sell off along with tech, obviously we're going to continue to drill. Overall, my overall target would be upper 4600s on ES. Not today necessarily, but yeah. But yeah, a lot of pressure. You mean the bloods are being active in tech? Yeah, absolutely. Yeah. I do have live data that I'm paying $10 for, but I'm still delayed with ES. Oh, I don't know. You might have the wrong data, or I don't know. There's something wrong. I don't know if there's an option to turn off like the live feed if you have live data paid for it. I don't know. I could be wrong. I've never had that issue once I paid for it. Have I seen Trader Workstation new trading view charts? Do you prefer? I have not seen the new ones. I know there's a beta out there. I haven't looked at them. I personally use IBKR Desktop, which is the Trader Workstation. I just had to restart my trade of 8. Locked up on me. $47.61. All right. They're trying to bottom lick this baby on the 5-minute. ES is pressing lower. Nasdaq is holding like the 720 area here. Just kind of chilling like a villain. Macmillan. But not doing a very good job, that's for sure. Climbing up just a hair. One sec. All right, doing our thing here. I'm gonna have to make my daughter a little bit of snow cream while on stream, so bear with me. She loves that snow cream. It's ridiculous. Anyway, 47.65 here, and we're kind of bottom looking back and forth. Nasdaq is chillaxing around 47.50. We got some nice green here, but yeah. $200 more to pass. Been keeping a close eye on DXY. Yeah. Oh man, what are we doing? What are we doing? What's the flow right here? The 15-minute, we've got an engulfing green, and now it looks like we've got a hammer candle forming in the 15 minutes. So it does appear the buyers are still doing their job. Do your job. And the calls are coming in on the flow. Not much, but still. Except for NVIDIA. NVIDIA is extremely bearish flow. Here's YM right here. Buyers are doing it, baby. They're doing it. $37,496. Boom. Look at that. Here comes the green. Here it is. Here it is. 16,760. Booyah. Starting to manifest. Give me some of that gabagool over here. With 10,000 icebergs, it's starting to play out. I'm saying, that's what I'm saying, man. Cray cray. Cray cray. What's here? What are we doing? There's that. On down. Top wick down here. Still top wicking it, but nice little move up there. $16,757 back to pivot area coming up here. Let me turn on, there we go. So we're on top of VWAP here too, doing its thing. I love it. I love it. Love it. What am I doing here? It's frustrating because on the day I'll have 10 wins and 1 loss, but that 1 loss takes me out. I'll have to get the size under control, and my P&L's skyrocketing. Yep. Control your position sizing and predefine your loss. Predefine your loss. So when you take a trade, you put the stop there, and you say no matter what, I'm getting out on this line, period. You have to define your losses, because if you don't, then obviously what you just said will happen, and it'll continue to happen. The market will beat you into the ground until you have no morale left, and your wife or husband leaves you, your kids hate you, the IRS comes and takes their back taxes, and left you destitute. So set your stops. Coming back off here, ES is still kind of chopping in this 4760 range. NASDAQ just rejected, and it's got a little downside eroni here. $741 here. Yeah, position sizing. Position sizing. With Bookmap, can you add data on any ticker? Yes. So I don't add individual names here because I'm not allowed. But futures, yes. That turned dark, man. No need to put the fear. I want to put the fear into you. You have to have a healthy fear for this market. And only then will you start to become positive. All right, 16751 coming to 780. So if we recapture this, 790-ish will be the next major contention here by the two players. But so far we have a nice bounce off that level. I'm a popular guy today. All right, so they're still defending these upper levels right here, so we're just kind of back and forth, back and forth. Boom. Yeah, Russell, beautiful. I mean, almost to the tick, right? Flying fish, beautiful. NASDAQ here is still dropping back off, and we're still, looks like we're going to fail this little ascending wedge type thing. Coming down. Somebody asked me what snow cream was. It's milk, snow, vanilla extract, and a little bit of sugar. It's like ice cream with acid rain in it. There's some red down, and they finally broke that little wedge pattern coming off here. And yeah, it looks like they are going to put on this move. Beautiful. Still holding that level right there. Definitely. Yeah. Basically perfection. Yeah, it's awesome stuff. That's why I wanted to start putting those out there for you all, so you could trade multiple things. Buyers are putting up a fight. They are. They're bottom wicking everything. Everything they're bottom wicking, which means accumulation. From a VPA standpoint on the 15-minute, that's accumulation. Look at that. Now they're going higher. Not missing out on any trades yet. FOMO hasn't kicked in on anything yet, but I need to make a decision soon about all this accumulation here. Yeah, let's wait. Random question: How much do you guys keep in the trading accounts? I try to keep it under 100 mil. Once I get over 100 mil, I start getting pinged on the order flow. I want to stay under that. Sometimes I'll bust 100 mil and I'll take 10 mil out or so, and on my early account. But yeah. Samesies? Yeah, samesies. All right, coming back up green. Buying island. I'm working over here. I trade 1,000 NASDAQ at a time, yeah. Great level, around 100 mil, yeah. Watch her remove those icebergs, yeah. Coming up here. Yeah, John's got some good commentary on some oil, definitely. I see him posting some stuff. It's good stuff. Vanilla microplastic. Oh man, that's the good stuff. So we do have this little ascending wedge type thing here, so I need the buyers to break out if we're going to start moving up higher. Not to be too John Madden here, but we're right up against the 8. We're right up against the 15-minute ADMA, by the way. We're right up against this pivot level. We're right up against this upper trend. Like, I need this to kind of, all right, let's go through here. Because right now I've got a volume divergence. Volume is dropping hard. Price action is slowly creeping up. So I need this to really make a move here. $774. Steve Madden. All right, what are we doing? Those buy icebergs gave me confidence to enter the dip, and once I was green, I set my trailing stop. Nice, John. I love it. Well done. It's amazing, man. You know, the Bookmap obviously is not perfect. Nothing is. But if you were to tell me, 5, 6 years ago, that I'd be able to have an indicator that tells me when hidden orders are starting to hit the tape at my disposal for a pretty low cost, I mean, $200 sounds a lot, but I just made way more than $200 trading this stuff than I did than it cost me. So it's phenomenal. It's absolutely phenomenal. Time frame on the chart is the 5 minute you're seeing on the YouTube stream. All right, I'm back. Do you plot morning high and low now? No, it's already, yeah, so it's already plotted right now. 16,68925. And then the high right now is going to be the opening candle of 843 on NASDAQ. And that means yesterday's get deleted. For ES, it's the exact opposite. The opening candles are low, so Nasdaq and ES did low there. So 47.65.75. 47.58. I'm sorry, 47.58. I should get an award for trading while managing kids. 47.62.75 or 71.25. So right now, the ES is in a 13-point range, pretty tight. NASDAQ is in a 70-point range, ish, 70-point-ish. Have I taken anything today? Yeah, taken a lot of trades today. Or I guess a lot is not an incorrect word. 2 trades today. Yeah, I'm gonna make a good YouTube video on the next one. Once I kind of get back into content creation, December obviously is holiday month. It's hard to get content done with the kids out of school. Not to mention they've been out of school the past week for snow, so it's hard to get all that done when you're full time taking care of kids here. But yeah, we'll do something. Which platform do you prefer, TraderVate or IBKR, hands down. If it wasn't for the fact that I'm locked into TraderVate, I would never use TraderVate ever again. $764. There you go. Still going back up. What can the sellers do here? So the sellers top wick, so far we've got on the 15-minute, we've got a doji, we've got a doji, and now we've got this small candle forming. It just now started right now. So starting to become until like the game time decision here for the sellers. If they're going to hold this thing up or if we're going to just creep on right on back up to the day's highs here. Currently no active trades. Why so strong at IBKR? It's a fantastic product. Instant fills, customizable. You could trade SPX, all night long, SPX options if you want to, not to mention thousands of other products. If you want to trade the entire globe, you can do so. It's just a great product. Still going. Still going. IBKR is pretty steep on commissions. Not really. If you trade enough, they'll waive a lot of commissions. But even still, I don't really care about commissions. It's a cost of doing business. If it costs me an extra $40 a month for commissions, whatever, man. I'm not sitting here scalping thousands of contracts and paying thousands in commissions, so it's not that big of a deal. It's just, to me, it's the cost of doing business. I don't really want a broker that's going to be free because usually it's like Robinhood or something like that because it's going to be crap. I have serious trouble with setting target price and stop loss on options through the mobile app on IBKR. The price is, it's terrible. The mobile app is awful. I'll tell you that. I do everything I can to not trade on the mobile app if possible. Yeah, but you don't need much, Michael. You don't need much to have the equity. But yeah, I mean, I definitely you are correct. If you're only slinging like $200 or something like that, then IBKR is not going to be your best bet. I mean, heck, if you're slinging 1,000, I'd probably stick with one of the lower cost brokers for sure. You get confetti? What do you mean? Do they like show confetti when you take a trade or something like that? Another top wick on NASDAQ here. They have top wick this 15-minute candle like 5 times already, and they're still holding right here at 770. I switched to trading on Webull since I'm on the go more. The mobile app is a lot more manageable. I use a star forward trade is risky in general. Yeah, definitely. And they are building this thing back up again. So chopping along. If they do close this 15-minute candle downwards, we'll have a nice top wick. On the 5-minute, we will have a inverse tweezer, which they just closed it. So we do have an inverse tweezer here with flat volume. But again, the buyers are buying this thing back up. So the sellers have completely stepped out at the moment. And no active trades. I don't like it. Not at the moment. Counting last night's Japan trade, I am 3 for 3 on the day. Very wiki price action at the moment. Can you bookmap DWAC? I could. I just can't on the stream right now. I can't show it on the stream. All right. $17,770. We've got 8 minutes till the top of the hour. And still holding 770. Would you recommend we both have a smaller account and like to use mobile app? Yeah. Yeah, if you've got a smaller account, I don't think you need to have IBKR. Just get you something free that you could save money on in commissions, and something that's, I'm a big fan of Webull actually in terms of how it looks and how it operates. In fact, when I finally give my son some money to really trade without handcuffs, it'll be on Webull simply because of that. E-Trade's good. I think now you have to have a minimum balance for live data because since they switched over to Morgan Stanley, which is a big turnoff for the lower cost individuals. Man, big old bottom wick again. They are wicking everything back up. Bottom wicking everything back up. Alrighty. No trades. This is nasty. All I want to do is get off Robinhood. Yeah, you can get off Robinhood. Definitely. Could you please take a look at ES daily chart and give me your opinion? Because after looking at it, I'm wanting to go bearish on the day, but it seems buyers are still putting in a heck of a fight, which makes me question the top to bottom analysis. Yeah, so if you look on the daily chart right now on ES, we're still range bound. So I would caution you all of getting super bearish until we can start wiping out the upper 4600s. Now, that doesn't mean we can't retrace back down to it. Definitely, because range bound means we retrace back to the bottom of the range. But yes, there's still a lot of buyers on this chart, and we still have a crap ton of positioning around 4,800. So I don't want to see you all start shorting everything into the ground here. We're still range bound, and volume is picking up. Not to mention we have a lot of catalysts coming up in the next 2 weeks. So there's nothing wrong with shorting down to 4,700, but I would caution you against becoming super bearish until we clear that level out. Because look what's happening today. They put on 10,000 buy icebergs to hold this market up. There's still buyers in this market. And that's what we're trying to get away from is if you want to short this, we need the distribution phase to start transitioning into markdown. We haven't even had a selling climax yet. We haven't had the big selling climax, which is a high volume test to mark the movie down. We haven't had it yet. That doesn't mean we can't sell off, but I'm just saying, you know, in terms of VPA, those are the signs I'm looking for. We are coming up on some very interesting periods, though. Even what Zero Hedge just posted is the fact that the market is kind of handcuffing the Fed into cutting in March. Not to mention we have OPEX in 2 weeks. We have FOMC, and we have all of mega cap earnings. So we have a whole crap ton of very, very strong catalysts coming up in the next 3 weeks. The market's going to move, but we got to figure out where. You should do Gibberti rules for OPEX operation? Yeah, I can do that. But right now, in my opinion, untradeable for the moment in terms of short-term scalps. This thing is wicked all over the place. Every move up is wicked down. Every move down is wicked up. And we're kind of pinned. So I personally would just kind of wait here, even if it means nothing. The internals look sus. For show. Am I currently in a trade? Negative. I'm not in a trade. Currently not in a trade. I mean, look at this. This thing is wicked all over the place. There's no real direction here. And I'm trying to figure out accumulation distribution. And the 15 minutes wicked heavily. $757. $755. We're starting to creep. Can they hold it though? Can they hold it? After pulling an all-nighter on NKD. Well, we kicked off the day with some fireworks, but it's been slow here. It's been slow. About a 100-point recovery on Nasdaq. And hanging out. Let's see, ES. Another bottom wick back up. Look at that. Just refreshed it. The 5-minute chart is nasty. The 15-minute chart's nasty. What did you do when you traded before the server? Podcast, YouTube, Twitter. Did you trade all day? No, not at all. I was done by 11 o'clock, if that. Because I flew nights. So, and I'm not much of a sleeper. So I would come home. I would usually get home between 6:45, 7 o'clock in the morning from my shift. And then I would make coffee, any kind of breakfast or anything like that. And then I would come to the computer and trade. And I'd trade for the first hour and a half, sometimes during pre-market. And then I was done. I was out. I wouldn't even look at the charts again. I would set major outlier volume nodes and stuff, and you have to remember that was a different time too. That was the trending bull market where you literally just you set a trade and forget. Or I had 3-week expiration, 6-month expiration trades on, not to mention dollar cost average. It was a different time. Now it's very difficult to pull yourself away from the charts because there's opportunity around every corner. Like the market moves 100 points, so it's a different time. And I'm actually very much looking forward to going back to what it was to some degree, so I can kind of do a little bit more hands-off. And now, of course, focus on content creation, the other stuff. Right now, it's very heavy traded base, which it should be, and very little time for anything else. But no, I never traded all day. In fact, my goal in life is to get as far away from this computer as possible. UNH? Yeah, I can check UNH. Heavy call buying right now on UNH. Big green candles. Hmm. Now we're blasting. We be blasting. Strong greens. $7.82. Looks like the buyer is going to wipe this upside here now. 786 up to 800. Seven eight five, 786, 787. Let's see what can happen. Let's see what can happen. Scooped up NVIDIA 550. Yeah, they bounced up. Nice. Well done. So ES is attacking 47.71. That's a new high of the day for ES there, and took out the morning range right here at the top of the hour. ES, NASDAQ is still heading higher, 790 as well. Doing a very good job. Big green, look at this. Rocket ships now. Now we're coming into fruition here. So once again, man, unbelievable. Unbelievable. Phenomenal, phenomenal, phenomenal. 16,807 here, climbing up. And right off the bat, man, we're already undoing all of today's red so far. And we've only got about another 30 points until they do it. Where do you plot the top and bottom of the warning range? The high and low of the first hour of the day. Blasting. Blasting. Coming up here. Trade of 8 screwed me today. I can't log into my account via the web on my laptop. Works on my phone. Nice. Oh, not nice. Yeah, I don't know why. Yeah, in fact, I had to restart my Trade of 8 earlier this morning, too. Did that. Man, what a rocket ship this is now. What a rocket ship this is. 16813. Apple has going up. Amazon has new high of the day. TLT bouncing up here, and it appears the buyer stepped in and going. Rocket ships. Seven. Are there no icebergs? Just not being displayed again. Let's see. Yeah, they just filled 1,500 icebergs actually. They just filled 1,500 icebergs on this move up here. So 47.75 and 47.80 on this move. So let's see how they absorb all this action. This is also the retest of the pre-market rejection. So nice little order flow should occur right here. And yeah, look to absorb all this stuff here. But a lot of activity just hit ES on this tape. Sellers are trying to top wick this candle. Doing its thing. All right. Can't use the copier on mobile. They missed that feature in development. Apparently, it's unfortunate. Oh, that's no good. All right, so now they flipped the script on us. Now we've got about close to 2,000 sell icebergs hitting right here. So this is the opposite of what we had this morning. So maybe a large range day where they ping us back and forth. So yeah. Got greedy and moved up my stop up and it filled. That's okay. Green is green, baby. Green is green. All right, 47.80. NASDAQ doesn't have too much to go off of today, not much at all. But ES has got a whole bunch of information. Now they're putting on a whole bunch of sell ice into the 47.80. As tech is starting to put on new highs of the day across the board here. Microsoft, Amazon, all new highs of the day. Nvidia's recovered a lot. XLF is holding green. XLV is green. XLP is green. And going. Never lose money taking profit. That's correct. Is there any liquidity lower or higher? Right now, it's all higher, 47.80. What's up, my nickel? How you doing? What it is? 47.80, 47.77. So we just had, what, 1,005, about 800, 1,800 orders. Nearly 2,000 icebergs fill right here. So I'll be looking for that to yeah, absorb and then possibly retract. Not nearly as big as what we had earlier. That's for sure. For sure. Still going. What increments do you have your price range set at? What do you mean? On Bookmap? One tick, single tick. And then I manually scroll in and out. All right. I've basically been zooming into the extremes of the iceberg. Yeah, I don't do that. In fact, I treat Bookmap a little bit differently than a lot of Bookmap streamers. A lot of guys are, they're zoomed in onto the ticks like this. That's not me. I don't want to know about the individual ticks. I'm zooming out to the higher time frames here. I want to see the overarching picture of the market, and obviously we've got supply into 4780 with almost 2,000 icebergs filled, and we've got a double tweezer here on the old Nasdaq. So, yeah. So just like at the bottom, I want to let it all transact before I start going shorting any of this. Got to let it all get the supply absorbed. We have a little bit of top wick coming on here, but still the bulls are in control. We've got a little bit of sell icebergs hitting on ES. And let's see if this double tweezer can close and force some pressure. 4772 here, doing its thing. There's a B20 increments, yep. Too much, too much, too much. Oh, man. We have 1 minute till this closes and then 15 minutes till UK. After UK closes, I'm going to call it a day. And then we'll keep an eye on things here. So far, everything's been pretty spot on. Pretty spot on. All right. So how are they dealing with today's exposure right now? Expiration filter 10. So they put on a whole bunch more. This morning, On 0 DT expiration, it was all on 468. Now they've trimmed it. 478, 474 are the main levels. And then going back to Friday, we have still 480 and 475. Am I expecting a certain reaction from the bill sale? I'm expecting volatility. I would look for a little bit of pressure on TLT, but I'm not really going to expect one way or the other. The buyers are still defending everything. We've already bought up pretty much all. On NASDAQ, we pretty much bought up all of today's weakness. ES has already not only bought it up, but has gone even higher. So it's still a green session since open. So, I mean, the buyers have defended everything. We're still on the side of the range. Like I said, I want to be very careful getting too extremely bearish here until we wipe out 4680. Not to mention those buy icebergs this morning were a tsunami of buying. All right. I'm at the short MES, not MNQ. I mean, cannot not have the same VPA sales, but luckily got it break even. There you go. First time back in a few months. Am I still mid to long term bearish? What's up, Proggy? That's your first question coming back? That's your first question? Oh my gosh. Long term, not mid to long term, but long term, yes, I am still bearish. Long term, I mean months/years. Currently, I'm still looking for bulls to defend. But we don't talk about that anymore because I got tired of answering that question. That's all people talked about. All right. But welcome back. Glad to have you back. 47.72 currently on ES. ES is following a very obvious trend upwards in a channel. It's kind of creeping higher here. All right. Oh, all right. We have 10 minutes here till UK or Euro close here. But it's not too much going on at the moment. We're still kind of pinned 47.72. We're obvious upward trend here. Looking for 842 morning high on NASDAQ. ES is still trudging higher. NASDAQ has now put on a couple of inverse tweezers and have bottomed both up. The buyers are strong right now. Going. Can you tell me more about the iceberg indicator on Bookmap? How much is it and how does it work? The Bookmap indicator is part of the MBO package. I'd have to look on there. I could look at the pricing and tell you exactly how much it is. Bear with me, and I'll get that for you. But how does it work? It presents on the chart hidden or obscured orders. Now, it's not the quantity of the orders that we're showing. It's the number of icebergs out there. And they put that on there in the terms of the blue dots on the chart. You could put a subchart and on-chart indicator. The subchart is simply a line graph to show quantity, and an on-chart is say it shows where. But what they do is they show in the underlying intent of the market that you wouldn't otherwise see with normal order flow. And it shows, for some reason, players are obscuring their orders for intent. And we don't know why, but we definitely want to know that information, especially when we have 10,000 buy icebergs hit the tape right before a big move up. And so far, the past 2-3 weeks, the icebergs, when they hit that amount of quantity, are 100% accurate. 100% accurate. Let's see here. Alrighty. If you're interested, here is the add-on pricing. But the MBO package is $134 a month, but that also includes Trader Map, which I don't use. I don't know if they have one without Trader Map. I'll have to look. Yeah. So Rhythmic Data is $39 a month, and the MBO bundle is $134 a month. So it comes out to roughly about $200 a month, plus or minus. Big green candle NASDAQ still going up here on all this move. Can you do a video showing live what you look at? Yeah, definitely. Especially with all the icebergs we've had the past 2 weeks. I need to like chop out those streams and absolutely. Yeah. They're beautiful. So it's best to follow if there's at least 10K. It's best to follow if there's at least like 2 or 3,000. 10K is just egregious. Egregious. Going. Got the 50K account pass. Nice, Ron. What does it mean for the selling block? I would look for it to absorb all this 4780 here on ES before any kind of drawdown, if at all. You know, the markets, they're screaming right now. The buyers are hitting everything. Hitting everything. Well done, Ron. Congratulations. In a nutshell, when you see those massive amounts of buy with icebergs and they don't get completely filled, it's actually a reverse more. Yeah, the 300 never got filled, but we already had 10,000 get filled. So, they don't all have to fill. Like that's why we don't know exactly when things are going to occur, but we knew based on those icebergs that it was going to bounce here, and it played out. We just didn't know when, and this thing is absolutely flying right now. It's crazy. Oil, CL is flying here too. It's phenomenal. Phenomenal. ES is now testing their 11 o'clock pivot at 47.75. We take that out, I'd be looking to grab this 47.80 top liquidity, absorb it. We might even have a little bit of a sweep into the 85 area here too. All right. Still holding. Watch this 47.80. Another iceberg right here. I'm going to breach up into that area. $168.4775. So what you'll be looking for, see even more liquidity coming out at 77. So what we'll be looking for here is the bubble to start to build. You'll have the breach, absorption, and then the sweep up to 47.80. Actually, absorption first, then breach, then the sweep. So I got that backwards. But watch this 168 here at 47.75, and you saw them spoofing up here at 77, and I expect them to breach this momentarily and to attack 80. Here we go. This should do it right here. Watch it. It's glued to it. Look at this 47.85 up here too. 47.85. Oh man. Just wait. Just wait. 0 DTE right here, 17. We are currently priced at 472.68, which puts us right smack dab in the middle of the gamma flip for the session. Right here. European market closed in 2 minutes. All right. Still holding right here. 47.74. Am I in a long? No. Negative. Negative. Can I tell me how to determine gamma flip? Yes, I use a product. Oh, look, another iceberg. 1260. I use a product called Trady Ticks. Now, there's a number of different products out there. Unusual Whales, Spot Gamma, Trady Ticks, a couple other ones too. That tells you option chain information, but I personally use Trady Ticks. And you could flip it based on expiration, current dates, 0 DTE, weekly, monthly. Yeah, there we go. European closes in 20 seconds-ish. Large red candle so far. It's about a 2-point sell-off on ES. Massive sell-off into 47.73. You said they just filled 1260 iceberg. They've got another one up there here, but you see all this supply on ES right here. They've got to hold it. There's European close right there. Oh, man. Still coming off here. Filling 1260 right there. I don't see DWAC. No, what are they doing? Why is that? Is that because of the Iowa I assumed everything flying. Did they announce something today? Yeah, they went nuts on Friday. Went nuts on Friday. All right. I just got volume much better daily from dealers. Come to find trader ticks use some assumptions based on levels and no way that they announced there to be true. Interesting. Interesting. All right, so they're still dealing with the supply. We have another large transacted sell iceberg, and then it's at 324. So I would look for this to be somewhat the temporary high of the day here in this area. Somewhere in this area, just like the bottom was. You don't typically see very large icebergs selling at the top and then continue to move higher. So we have 1,000, 500, 200, 200, 1260, 324, a lot. After watching Gex video 3 times, still know how to read it. Well, ask questions. What don't you understand? Does the giant red bar mean there are sell orders? New. So that is option chain positioning. Option chain positioning there. So like that picture there is showing negative gamma exposure on the charts. So in thinking about that, we have to think about what the dealer, all of it leads back to what the dealers are, how the dealers are positioning. So when they are negative gamma, you're talking about their positioning and providing the market to everyone else. So the two big things I look at right off the bat is going to be the delta and gamma positioning. And there's other things like Vanna, Charm, which all deals with high volatility. Was that chipmunk noise in my head or just come from the speaker? Not from me. I don't have a chipmunk noise. Probably from your head, yeah. But thinking about gamma, gamma is always positive. So gamma is always a positive product. There is no such thing as negative gamma. But when you short a product, you can assume that that's going to be you're exposed to negative gamma, and that's the key there. Whereas delta, you can have negative gamma. You know, puts are negative gamma, short calls are negative gamma, etc. Or sorry, negative delta, not gamma delta. So understanding exactly what you're looking at then can kind of help into the positioning of the market, because when you see the market is heavily positioned one side, it's going to show you how the market is intending to move the other way. So yeah. Here we go. Still kind of climbing up here. Would your trading strategy change if you don't use Bookmap? No, it would not. It would be exactly the same. Days like today is when Bookmap really helps me. When it throws on something that I can't otherwise look at, like VPA would not offer, then yes, Bookmap is worth its weight. And if it can only give me, I just sound like Elmore for there. If it can only give me 2 or 3 trades like that a month, then it more than pays for it. I'm good to go. So those icebergs, even once or 2 or 3 times a month, is incredibly worth it. But even still, even without the icebergs, it still offers me to look at where all the liquidity is in the market. Is there FOMC at 3 p.m.? There is an FOMC speaker at 3 p.m., but it's not FOMC. If you would have the chance to use algo, would you do that for trading? Absolutely. If I was smart enough to design an algorithm and had the money behind it, absolutely. Why wouldn't I? Automate my trading. If that was a smoothie, pass me one. What was a smoothie? How often during a month would you say you see a large enough position enough to help you take a confident trade? Like that? Maybe 2 or 3 times a month, if that. It's been a while since we've seen that big of an iceberg. All right. I'm about ready to wrap this thing up here. I'm starving. Kids are home. They want to be played with, so we got to go outside and do a little snow. But yeah, we do have a lot more icebergs again hitting the tape, except this time to the sell side instead of the buy side. So I would look for ES to reject in this area. 47.75 to 47.80 ballpark, even if it goes a touch higher. But somewhere in this area, I look for ES to start absorbing this area and have a retracement. Not to say we won't continue higher this afternoon, but I would look for a little bit of retracement off this area on ES here. Aside from that, the buyers are still very much in control. They've bought up the entire weakness of today's session, leaving only a little bit of red from pre-market. The entire market is, for the most part, flat, except for a lot of tech names. So, little relative weakness and strength across the market. But if you have any other questions, let me know. I hope you understand why I identified the bullish reversal and try to tamp down your bearish thoughts there at the bottom. And it's all the fact that we saw the buying come in. You can't argue with a whole market shift of buyers hitting the tape into support. So, good stuff. If you have any questions about anything, please let me know. Hit me up in the channels, DMs. Tomorrow is Thursday, so I will be live on Bookmap as well as throwing down in the Coffee and Charts channel. So 3 streams at least tomorrow. So be ready. Hope you have a good rest of the morning and the afternoon. I'll see you later. I'm out. See ya.